All right, Shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. All right, and Holy Spirit, we come to you in the strength of the power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. All right, before I start the video, I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to every brother preaching the truth about the four corners of the earth with truth and sincerity in their hearts for the love of the gospel. All right, we get right into it. This is Sirach, better known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 13. It says, "For pride, Salakia, about I have a company with me, brother Gabaria of the Indiana camp, and me myself, I'm brother Shamaria of the GMS Indiana." All right, Shalom to you, Akim. All right, I want to get Sirach, better known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 13. It says, "For pride is the beginning of sin." All right, now we all know what is sin. Sin, according to the Bible, all right, is transgression of the law. All right, it says, "So for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought up strange calamities and overthrew them." That's not the one. Okay, here it is. 12 is the one I wanted. Salakia. Sirach chapter 10 and 12. "The beginning of pride is when one depart from the Lord." That's what I wanted. All right, because when you have pride, you have some sense, you're overly confident. All right, that thin line of pride and confidence is when you know that the Lord is helping you. All right, guiding you. You know the Lord is using you, and you speak boldly. All right, like you're being fully assured. Like you know what you're talking about. All right. Now that's different from pride. All right. Pride is when you got it, when you believe in your own mind that you got it of your own self. Let me go into that word.
When you add yourself into it.
Kind.
You know, pride is basically, you're putting yourself into a situation where you're not, yourself. It has nothing to do with it.
Kind. You have nothing to do with it because everything is governed by the Lord, and that's a given. That's not a maybe, a if, ands or buts. Everything is governed by the Lord, because before he made anything, he thought about it. All right, he declared the end from the beginning. All right, so it has nothing to do with you yourself.
And speaking of that pride, brothers, especially around this time, should also be mindful of how detrimental pride is. Pride is what got us in this situation as we in, as it says in Deuteronomy. It says what? Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked the ground of what? Israel. So, we got proudful and kicked against the Lord. So the predicament that we're in now is the reason why. Basically, the reason we're in the predicament that we're in is because of pride. All right, so you should know the Lord does not play when it comes to that pride. All right, if the Lord can do all this, and we're still right now, we're still in our punishment. The Lord can do all this just for being proudful. Right now, pride should be the farthest thing from us. We should show the Lord that we know not to do that again. That's like your dad punishing you for something. It's like your dad punished you for eating sweets, and he told you not to, and then when he come home, he catch you eating sweets again. If he put you on a punishment like that tremendous punishment, man, you should be like, "Oh, well, I'm never gonna do that again."
I'm never gonna do that again.
So know that okay, if this what pride did to us, I know for a fact the Lord does not like that. If the Lord had did Deuteronomy 15 on down, just because of pride, like, man, damn, you ain't gotta tell me twice.
All right, this is an example of that pride. This is Judges 7:1. All right, the point is at 2. It says, "In Jerubbaal, all right, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the wall, beside the well of Herod, that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them by the hill of Moriah in the valley. And the Lord said to Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, my own hand hath saved me." And that's a very good example of pride, man. All right. So the Lord basically told Gideon, there be too many people with thee, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand have saved me. All right. So it has nothing to do with yourself. When the brother said it has nothing to do with you, it's all in the Lord. All right. The Lord increased us. All right. And what do? We said, I got these riches. The Lord didn't work through me. I got this with my own ability. I did this. You know, I would have did this whether the Lord helped me or not. You know,
I finally got something the Lord didn't have nothing to do with it.
Yep. And that's what pride is, man. Because the scripture says, you had a precept.
I had a little something back of what I was talking about, where it says just showing wax fat and kick, just to prove fat and pride goes hand in hand. It says, this is Psalms chapter 17, verse 10. It says they are enclosed, and this is talking about, you know, our enemies. It says they are enclosed in their own fat, with their mouth they speak proudly. All right. So you know that proud, that fat is talking about is pride. You know. Matter of fact, Elder Gabar did about a year ago. He did a sit down and said fat heads. All right, fat heads of Israel, man. And when he's talking about fat heads, he was talking about their pride, man. You know, because once you get, that's one thing. That's why they said don't let your pride go to your head, because you're gonna get a big. Matter of fact, that's why they call you get a big head. You know, so when they call you a fat head, they was talking about what? You're proudful. You know, you had a big head about yourself. You think yourself is something that you're really not, man. You're puffing yourself up.
Okay.
You know, notice how pride always has something to do with yourself, and you're always becoming bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yep.
You know.
Which
the Lord's looking for us to get smaller, man. The Lord's not looking for us to get bigger and bigger and bigger. When we have some great name in Israel and we get 4 million views each video. Hey, that's kind of the reason why we don't look towards views, man. You know, we don't look at people watching our videos. We don't care if, you know, how many subscribers we've got. You know,
how many followers,
and stuff like that, man. The videos are out there just to say, hey, you know. It's out there, and that's beautiful, because the Lord never does nothing in one sitting. It's always just like his death. His death was just not one straight thing. It was multiple things that had to happen. Just like our sit downs. Our sit downs, what? It's going out because we have to do the work. Mm-hmm. Also, we have to give no excuse to the people, and also it's a command by the elders through Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Yeah,
you know?
It's folds.
It's folds to it, man. You know, so we don't care about all the views that we get in there. It's not about that, you know. And that's also and it's also a humble landing, because if we did get 10,000 views, we'll be like, oh shit, damn, I'm getting these many views, man, such, you know. And we'll get proud, you know. Sometimes the Lord will actually not do something so you will not get proud, man.
Okay.
You know. If you don't get that woman, hey, the Lord didn't want you to get that woman because you probably would have got proud, you know? Just like Elder Damar said at camp, he said the Lord protects us from things that's kind of harmful to our soul, you know? Just because you're not going to, every time your child asks for candy, you're not going to give it to him, because you know what? Eventually it's going to rot his teeth, you know? He might look at it like, Dad never gives me candy when I want it. Yeah, but he's really protecting you, you know? And that's how the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua does to his elect, man, you know? So you should want to be humble. You should want to be at a lowly state, man. You know, because guess what? That's what the elect is going to be, man. Elect is not going to be proud. Elect is not going to be puffed up. You know, not into the kingdom.
That's when he said, "I have chosen." He said, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" Mm-hmm. He said, "He that will humble himself as a child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven." You know.
And look at the Lord, man. I think the Lord got proud, man. He was lowly, man. You know, they constantly tried to kill him, talk shit about him.
They did kill him.
They did kill him, man.
And he could have summoned angels to come to his rescue, you know.
But look what he had to go through, man. You know, of what our so-called people had put him through, man. You know, before he had to get his honor.
Yeah.
So hey, his servants got to go through the same thing.
That's right. And the brother brought out that every time it mentions fat, proud, it always mentions fat, being puffed up, getting bigger and bigger. All right, this is Deuteronomy 32:15. It says, "But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick." All right, waxing fat, you got the big head, you got the fat head. You know, you're getting bigger and bigger. All right, it says, "Thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with the fatness." Then he forsook God, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. All right. Now they forsook the Lord that made them, because why? They vaunted and gloried in themselves instead of glorying in the Lord. Instead of saying Tawada Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai for this and for that and for this, they said, man, look what I did. Man, I'm that shit. They glorified in themselves. And that's that word vaunt in Judges, the 7th chapter. That's what that word vaunt means. It means to glorify. So we're not supposed to vaunt in ourselves, saying our own hands have saved us. We're supposed to vaunt in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the rock of our salvation. All right, they said in Deuteronomy 32 and 15, it said they lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. We're supposed to highly esteem the Lord, you know? You got something?
Yeah, kind. It says, this is Psalm chapter 138 and verse 6. It says, and this is so beautiful right here. It says, though the Lord be high, yet hath he respect unto the lowly. But the proud he knoweth afar off. You know? So this is the almighty creator we know. Guess who he shows respect to and he knows? Is the lowly, man. He looks at the lowly. So guess what? All them proud, puffed up people that you're trying to be, he looks past them people. He's looking at the lowly, man.
Yep.
That's who he's looking at. And that's beautiful because that's coming from the Lord, man. You can't get no higher than that. He even said, I would have swore, I swore on my name because I couldn't have nothing else to swear higher upon.
Exactly.
So this is the highest one, looking down at he's passing everybody in between and looking at the lowly, you know? Mm-hmm. That's like a king going down to the dunghill or the beggars and talking about, these are my friends, you know? Everybody was like, king, what? I need house, I got this wisdom and you know? And the king like, no, these people are my friends.
Yep.
Just imagine that, a millionfold, because it's the Lord.
And that word in that verse, he said the Lord is the Lord is high, yet hath he respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. All right, when it says afar off, he's not near them. All right, when the scripture speaks that the Lord is near, that means the Lord is with them.
If you look up the word off, it actually means distant place.
Kind of a distant place. But he has respect to the lowly, so he's going to be with the lowly. All right, he's going to be with the lowly because not always when you see a person of low accounting, humble or lowly countenance, man, they actually are very what's the word I'm looking for? Not kind or inviting or favorable. A person with a lowly account has a beautiful countenance when you're lowly. All right. You know? You have something else?
Yeah, it's some more. It says, though I walk in the midst of the troubled, thou wilt revive me.
Come.
Thou shalt stretch forth thy hand against thy wrath of mine enemies, and the right hand shall save me. All right? But the ending point of that is it says, though I walk in the midst of the trouble. Because we're troubled, man. You know? We're plagued by demons, you know. Esau and our enemies always scorning us, our own people. And when we first came into this truth, we always used to say that we have 5 things always against us, man. We got our own flesh, we got our family, we got our people, we got Esau, we got demons. All right, those were the 5 main things we used to always say that it was always against us, man. All right, on all sides, all against our spirit, you know, all against the spirit that we do have dwelling upon us, man. You know. And it's crazy because all those 5 things Esau tries to say, oh, those are things that's good upon life. Your family, you know, take care of your body, make sure you do what thy will, you know. Oh, your own people, you know.
Well, that's how we know the devil is the devil, because the turning of things upside down. Yep. He's gonna esteem it like it's the God, you know.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? And all them things he said, if you don't do that, he calls them what? Then he says, oh, you're being a demon. Those are demons on you. You know,
those are bad, and people disdain them.
Mm-hmm. If you don't, you know, watch out for your family. Yeah, but
is that it?
Yeah, that was it to that kind.
Let me get Matthew's 16:38.
That's also a good one.
Oh, it's not 16:38. Then you got 38 scriptures. I'm trying to figure out which scripture is it at. Is it 17? Just spitballing. That's not 17. It is 24. There it is. All right, Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Then said Yahweh Shai unto the disciple, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself. All right, deny means to refuse. All right, to turn down. And what it means to turn down yourself, to be lowly. All right, the English definition of lowly is to, the English definition of humble is to think less of yourself. All right, but the Hebrew definition, the etymology definition, like not the Hebrew, but the etymology definition of humble. Let me back myself up. Let me get it. You know, but I believe it's gonna say humiliate. You know, because humble goes into the word humiliate.
Mm-hmm.
I just typed etymology. Shit.
And it's crazy because people don't believe that. Because I actually had a female, a chick, and she said I had to be more humble. And I asked her, do you even know what the word humble means? And she said, and she couldn't explain it. Because a lot of jakes out here saying humble now because fucking Kendrick Lamar came out with that song, Be Humble. You know, so you see a lot of jakes be like, oh, I'm humble. You know, you always got to be humble unto the Lord. And I'm like, do y'all know what the word humble mean? You know, and they never could say it. They never can break down the word humble. And it really goes into the word humiliation. And guess what? She laughed when she said that.
Etymology of humiliation. All right. It says humiliation directly from the Latin humiliatum, humbling. Mm-hmm. Humiliation, the noun of action of the past principal stem of humere, to humble. All right, so basically humiliation goes into the word humble. So when you humiliated, because women can't take being humiliated.
Nope.
That's that pride. And niggas can't either because they just as bad as these bitches out here.
Yep.
All right, you got bitches and bitch niggas, you know. And then when they get humiliated, they get puffed up. They got to defend themselves. They got to be right. You can't hold them, and they're not humble. That's why the Lord is far from them. And you can't get them to be humble because the Lord just don't want them to be humble. And that's plain and cut dry. You know, I can't help them be humble. I can tell them the way, but I can't make them walk. All right, back to that Matthew 16:24. It says, then Yahushua said to the disciple, if any man come after me, let him deny himself, means be humble. All right, let him deny himself. All right, tell him, basically say, I'm not important. I want to do the Lord's will. Fuck what I want to do. All right,
deny your wants. All right,
because you can still do the things, you know, pleasing unto you while still keeping the law. But you know, the truth comes first.
Some brothers take that, you know, a little too serious. They actually deny everything that they want.
Yeah, like, Scripture says, don't be over righteous much, man.
Right. I mean, you can still do things as long as it's not contrary against the Scriptures. Like me, to give an example, I play the game. You know, I mean, I do it on a spare time, but when it comes to this work, you know, hey, this comes first, man. You know, so if it came down to it, where Elder Apostle Tahar, you know, deemed it, he said, hey, brothers, you play them games, man, try to get rid of them, man. It's getting serious times. You know, try to if you got one, hey, just get rid of it. You know, hey, I'm not going to be like, oh, Elder going off, he can't tell us to do that. I mean, hey, you know, it is what it is, you know?
Yep. All right.
But, I mean, you know, so it's just basically denying if you want. I'm not looking to be the top gamer of the country so I can make millions of dollars and go on tours and shit like that.
Who was that left out to drop the truth to be a game? Man, fuck.
I mean... Like,
that's
part of denying yourself, man. Not doing what you want, you know, not just going around. You know?
Denying yourself is basically giving up your life for Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Exactly.
All right. It says, and taking up his cross and follow after me. All right. His cross is his burden. Mm-hmm. You got to deny yourself, take up that burden, because if you don't deny yourself, you're gonna try to save yourself from the burden that the Lord is putting on you.
And it's crazy because the Lord's burden is light.
And the Lord's burden is light. Well, not to these bitch niggas because they bitches, but
exactly because it says we die in the sight of the ungodly because they be like, y'all don't do this, y'all don't do that, you know. So it's hard for them, but once you,
because they not soldiers, man.
Right, exactly.
You know, but for the next verse, it says, whosoever will save his life will lose it. All right, now you saving your life because you're seeking out the things of this world through your pride, man. You're being lifted up. All right, it says, whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. And that's why we being humiliated, because we're losing our lives, man. Mm-hmm. We're giving it up. You know, we're giving up the self-esteem. We're giving up the fame and the glory, you know, of this world, of course, not righteous fame and glory. But I
mean, even stand on the highways and byways, you know, you don't think people laugh. You don't think you get a couple giggles and laughing, you know, especially at young people. You know, young people look at it and shit, and we being what's it called? What's that called?
Spectacle.
A spectacle incident. You know, they laugh, put us on Facebook, put us on Instagram.
But they further in the word.
You know exactly.
What you got?
I got this is John. This is St. John chapter 7 verse 35. Now this one it's kind of it's gonna need some explaining it, but this is it says, then said unto the Jews amongst themselves, where will he go? Well, let me go up. Let me go to 33. It says, then Yahushua said unto them, it says, yet a little while I am with you, then I go forth unto him that sent me. It says, ye shall see me, and you shall seek me, and shall not find me. And where I am, there, it says, thither ye cannot come.
Exactly.
It says, then said the Jews among themselves, where will he go? It says that we shall not find him. Will he go into the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Now the reason why I pulled this is because that's exactly what the Lord Yahweh did. He went into the Gentiles, you know, and taught them. Now the reason why I pulled that is because the Gentiles in the sight of Israel were deemed like heathens. So they would be like less than Israelites. You're a heathen. If you're doing heathenistic things, you'll be counted as a heathen. So best believe when them Gentiles, you know, came forth and understood that they were Israelites and tried to follow Israelite customs, other Israelites looked at them like, you a heathen. You got the Roman garments with the no beard in there. So they was looked down upon. You know, they was really looked down upon. They was humiliated. You know, they was humiliated because they was following the heathen customs. And when the Lord came to him and said, no, you're an Israelite, and when Paul came to him and the brothers came to him saying, no, you're an Israelite, such, they felt lowly, you know, like, damn, this is my heritage. And so yes, the Lord went to the lowly before he taught the Jews that actually knew they were Israelites.
God.
You know, so that's exactly how you know how we were. You know, the Lord came to who? You know, the lowly, man. You know.
Yeah, more than that.
No, that was it to that. You know,
Galatians 6.
It's crazy because in my family, I'm considered the lowly, man. I was always humiliated on my mother's side.
What's that Galatians scripture? Here it is. Okay, this is Galatians chapter 6, verse 3. For if a man thinketh himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself.
And right now, we're all nothing right now.
Because scripture say, "Why is earth and ashes proud?" We all came from earth, and when we die, we're gonna become ashes. You know. So what room is there to get lifted up? You know?
There is none.
So if you ain't got nothing, then I'm gonna close up.
No, that was it. Go ahead, you got it.
Alright. We're finna close up. That was all I had. I hope this video is edifying to the elect and the elect only. Alright, I hope this video reached out to somebody. Alright. With that, we're gonna give all praises, glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Alright, double honors again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Alright, and peace and salutations to every brother preaching the truth throughout the four corners with truth and sincerity in the hearts. Alright, shalom.
Shalom.